Hey guys, this is Geek Girl 1980 from the Pieces Allied Guild and also the Escape Pod Castaways Network. You are listening to the Escape Podcast. This show is recorded in front of a live Twitch audience. And fun fact, there is an island in the South Pacific that actually accepts Star Wars coins as currency. Enjoy the show, y'all.
One is a Grand Arena specialist from the UK. The other is a territory battle tactician from the US. Together, there are no signs of intelligent life on board. With both having played this game since launch, the one thing we are sure of is that you will be entertained. The Escape Pod Cast, a service of the Escape Pod Castaways. A weekly podcast about the mobile game Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Live from the network studios of Yavin 4, here are your hosts, Neil Andrew Eyre and Paul Anthony.
Coming up on this week's edition of the Escape Pod Cast.
Capital Games has heard us.
That is correct. They publicly acknowledged an uproar in the community with Galactic Challenges.
And they lay out a loose plan on what they intend to do to fix them.
Was it enough, though?
Will it be enough?
And will the duration of events cause this to be just Challenges 2.0?
In our second segment, we will cover the patch notes that we didn't get to last week.
And speculate about the coming month of Galaxy of Heroes.
Our incoming transmission highlights Dr. Zeppers, or as he's known on Discord, Dread Zeppers.
He is a Twitch streamer with an interesting production background.
And I cannot wait till you guys hear about this.
And we head to the bridge in our fourth segment,
where we will answer the Patreon's choice questions.
And Paul will announce 2 24-hour streams coming to you soon.
All this and breaking news as and if it happens.
Right here on the Escape Pod Cast.
The Escape Pod Cast News.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Escape Pod Cast. I'm your host, Neil Andrew Eyre, and as always, I'm joined by my hetero life partner, Paul Anthony. Paul, how you doing today?
I'm doing all right. It is certainly a day.
It is. It's a day. It's Friday. What is it? Is it TGIF?
Definitely. It's
TGIF.
Absolutely TGIF today. It was. I'm glad to be home. I'm glad to be safe and sound, and I'm glad to know that I'll be stuck here for the next 48 hours. Thank you, Llama, for gifting a sub to Zaz. Zaz is always a good friend of ours. So, it literally took somebody 1 minute to notice it.
There we go. Somebody
Neil.
sussed it. Somebody sussed it. I did think it'd go. I was thinking maybe 5-10 minutes. I figured someone would figure it out in 5-10 minutes maybe, but I wasn't expecting a minute. 60 seconds.
Literally
Boulder
took
doobies.
1 minute.
1 minute.
All right, I could finally kick back and let all the green screen have its fun.
I'm taking that on my. I'm taking the TV on my way out.
You are not taking my TV.
I'm taking his TV on the way out. Okay, so what are we talking about today?
Oh, well, let's go ahead. Let's get into Galactic Challenges feedback.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, for those that were watching or for those that are listening on the podcast replay, Neil and I wanted to have a little bit of fun and play a trick on the live viewing audience. And we have green screens of each other's normal studio locations behind us. But that just means that we can do even more later on, Neil.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, definitely. We're going to have some fun with our green screens.
Yeah. So,
Because
anyway, let's get into Galactic Challenges feedback. This was posted by SB Crumb, and he says, "Thank you all for the great feedback on Galactic Challenges so far. We've been reviewing your comments along with our data, and there are several areas we are looking to make changes." So they're looking to make changes in several areas. Okay, let's take that for what it's worth. We want to finish the exhibition to gather as much data as possible before we start tinkering with the system. But one of the most beneficial parts of using our new tools is that it enables us to respond to your feedback faster. That's good, right?
Just finish reading. I'm not saying anything until you finish reading it. I mean, I'll read some of it if you want, but if I read it, I'm going to sound condescending.
You take over, we'll flip-flop back and forth there. A large part of this journey was building the tools and framework needed to create events efficiently. But the next steps are all about expanding the variety and complexity of Galactic Challenges. We are already working to expand each faction, planets, feats, and modifiers over time, and we will likely be making additional changes before the next set of events. That pause means your turn for the next paragraph.
Okay, where did you finish? Set of events.
Literally the paragraph.
Okay, rewards are where we have seen the most concern. Really? From the initial inception of Galactic Challenges, we planned to evolve the rewards over time. But there are some rewards that just don't feel valuable. You think? Looking at you, Sim Tickets. First thing I mentioned. Part of this is due to the fact that we have tuned the rewards conservatively. Conservatively would be an overstatement. For the exhibition, and this would be somewhat mitigated by running the events more frequently in the future, but we are reviewing all the rewards for the event across the board, but particularly at the low tiers.
The events more frequently, so they're certainly squishing it down. Thank you for the sub, Lizzie Jonko, our friend from Japan, of all places. Rewards, you just read that. Related to this, we heard your feedback on the proportion of rewards for completing a tier versus the feats. We will be closely re-examining this ratio. Gear feats were intended to reward players for building up their roster and provide value over time. But the current format feels at odds with the more specific nature of the other feats.
The last area I'll mention today is the event duration.
Oh, jeez, Neil, I'm sorry. We have a hype train going on right now.
Okay. Chew effing chew.
Really quick, JJ Manners, thank you for that. We're going to finish reading this. 94%. Awesome job. Let's keep that going. Go ahead, Neil.
The last area I'll mention today is the event duration. I think we can all agree that 7 days is much too long for this type of event, and we will be gathering more data over the next few weeks as you get your hands on the shorter duration events. Our current thinking is that Galactic Changes will likely run for 2 to 3 days, but we will be watching your feedback over the next events. Thank you again for your extensive feedback, and a reminder that this is only our initial read on Galactic Challenges. We will continue to read and watch your feedback and are eager to see the results of the next events. See you on the holotables. Okay, before I say anything, I'm going to preface everything I say with, under no circumstances whatsoever is anything I'm about to say to be construed as negative. I'm being completely the opposite of negative. I'm being cynical. Okay? It's an entirely different thing. Okay? And the reason why I'm being cynical is because the line of work that I used to do. Okay? What they have done, in my opinion, in this exhibition phase, is they've not given us anything that they were planning to do. Everything that they were planning to do in the exhibition is what they were planning to do when they run it. So they've gone, right, we're going to do these rewards, we're going to run it over this time scale, okay? And we're going to run the feats this way. That's what we're going to do. But let's make the rewards slightly worse. Let's make the time duration a little bit too long, and let's make the feat rewards not make sense. And we'll put all of that in the exhibition. We will make 3 of the biggest glaring red lights that the community cannot miss. Will give us tons of feedback on, and then when we come out and 100% agree with all of these 3 main issues, that we created specifically to fall into the exhibition, and we say, hey, we've heard what you said, we understand what you're saying, and we're going to change it. They then curry a bunch of favor from the community. It's like, oh wow, look, they're listening and they're communicating with us. It's like, no, this was planned. And the reason why I'm so cynical is because I was naive, obviously, to think that the hype that they built up for the last 2 months was, going to be for a great event. Because I was on that hype train. I really, really was on that hype train. They gave us, June, good month. July, awesome month. I mean, the Vader reworks, Jedi Knight Luke, the tier 3 on the challenges, all of those wonderful, wonderful, wonderful things that they introduced into the game over the past month and a half. Great. So I believed in the hype train that Galactic Challenges were going to be this absolutely awesome new event that they were going to put in. And like I said previously, my own fault. I made my expectations for it way, way, way too high, which is why I am overly cynical. And I'll admit I'm being overly cynical regarding what has transpired over the last 48 hours. Everybody is heaping... I'm heaping praise on CG for the way they conducted themselves in June and July. I think it was brilliant. But under no circumstances am I going to heap praise on CG for this. Because I think that, and like I said, I'm being cynical, but I think that this was 100% planned by them. I think they deliberately nerfed the rewards, overextended the duration of the events, and made the feat rewards not make any sense at all. 7 sim tickets? I mean, come on, seriously? 7 sim tickets? That was a big red light for me. Why put something in there that they know they're going to take out? It's because they put it in there because they knew we would mention it, and then they have the ability to say, oh, hey, we understand what you're saying, and we're going to change it. We're going to change. No, not having any of it. Paul, over to you.
All right. By the way, I am now serving margaritas with the amount of salt that Neil just laid out on the table.
Hey, look, sometimes people just... Hey, when it's worth it, I will give there will be a never age. It's just it's not a TVMA never age.
I'm grateful for that.
It's a G-rated. It's a G-rated never age.
Lots of stuff went on during that. Savage Diva with 100 bits. JJ Manners just going absolutely nuts. The Llama just cheered 1,000. Lizzie Jonko with 100 bits. JJ Manners with more subs. All I could say is thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. JJ, you are currently the captain. That's all. You are the captain of the Millennial Fulcrum right today. Definitely, you hold that title at the moment, my sir.
So, but yeah, Neil, I hate to say it, but you are very compelling with that answer.
It's look, if as a project manager working on things, working on various different projects, so we go in, we sit down, we go, right, it's going to cost X, we add 20%. It's going to take Y, we add 20%. And the manpower is going to be this third-party agency. And we come up with a third-party agency that's either expensive, takes too long, or lives far away. And they come back with, can you reduce the price? Can you reduce the time? And can you use this set of contractors? And we go, you know what? Yeah, we can do that. And the second, yeah, you know what? We can do that too. And the third, yeah, we can absolutely do that. And then it makes them, their feedback, it makes it look like their feedback has been 100% listened to and actioned by the organization or the group that has added all of those things to the initial, bid during said startup meeting. That is what CG has done. And I'm sorry, but anybody that believes otherwise is as naive as I was when I built up my expectations, expecting this event to be really, really good in the previous 2 months. And that's not meant in a derogatory way. I just feel that there are a lot of people out there being naive about this right now. And I wish it wasn't. But because I have lived it, I have worked it, I have experienced it, I have done it.
Okay. What about... I wish you wouldn't have put this in my head now. Because I was excited that they were saying that they were coming out and saying, you know, that they've heard feedback. Because long ago, all I asked is for CG to just say the words, "We hear you."
Yeah, but they created the problem. They've created the problem. They've listened to the feedback, and they're going to provide a solution, and everybody's going to be happy. They created the issues in the first place. There is not a single... Here's the thing. The three things that they're talking about changing are the community is in 100% agreement. 100% agreement. The rewards are the standard rewards are terrible. The feat rewards just don't make any sense. And the duration of the event, 7 days, is way, way, way too long. 100%. You find me an individual out there that thought the rewards were worthy, the feat rewards made sense, and the time duration of the event made sense. Because I don't know of a single member of the community that would say any of those three things were on the money. Nobody is saying that. In fact, the exact opposite is happening. 100% of the community is in 100% total agreement that those three things need to be changed. CG created this. They deliberately did that during the exhibition phase, so when they roll out the changes, it looks like it's a little bit better. Instead of doing what they planned on doing during the exhibition, it's like, no, then they'll find things that we don't know. So if we make them look at these three glaring issues, they won't be looking at they won't be complaining about other issues. Instead of just giving us a boom, in the exhibition, give us something good straight away so that people go, so that we're nitpicking. Because that's what it would have been. If they'd given great rewards, reduced it to 2 or 3 days, and made the feats, a little bit more make a little bit more sense, then people would have just been nitpicking. And there would have been 1,000,001 nitpicky things. Instead, everybody's talking about the same 3 issues.
So, okay, let's review. And, we've had a week and some days. Mm-hmm. to kind of sit on these and review. I still think that they should reverse the benefits of the gear. If you beat X tier with this level characters.
Wow! Oh, the llama wants to be captain in a Millennium Fulcrum. She wants it. She wants it.
If you can do the higher tiers with lower gear, you should get a better reward. That kind of shows off your... That kind of flexes your muscle, mm-hmm. if you will.
I'll be 100% honest. I haven't done the Death Star event. No interest.
It's not bad. It's not bad and it's fun.
I don't have any interest. I have zero interest.
You might have zero interest, but that one is actually pretty fun with the event ability that they have. Mm-hmm. So I recommend.
I already know I'm not going to get past tier 4.
Tiers 1, 2, and 3 are still fun.
No, they're not, because the rewards are crap. So it's not worth my time.
I enjoyed playing it. I honestly, so I'm coming at it
from an enjoyment point of view. Yeah.
From an enjoyment of the event, not the reward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I got to play, as you like to say, Neil.
You got to play with your toys.
I got to play with my toys.
Yep.
So it wasn't that bad. Llama and JJ are going at it.
I know they are.
Bit,
it's backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. JJ just crept back into the captain spot. You know, we've got a captain and we've got a co-pilot right now, and they are fighting over who gets the pilot and who gets to co-pilot the Millennium Fulcrum. Will it be the Llama? Will it be JJ Manners? Who knows?
And it really his JJ Manners gifted a sub to
Cubs
fan Han.
Yeah.
Now I want to say this, and give me the floor for just a moment.
Yeah,
Neil.
sure, crack on.
This past week's GA Center that airs on the Escape Pod Twitch channel, the day of when we get the information from SWGOH.gg. We've partnered with them.
Yeah.
So the day that we get that data, we go live with the show detailing the Grand Arena Championships of 59, almost 60 content creators from around the globe. And I want to send first, I want to give many much praise to you and Flair, Neil, for the job that you've done on that show. But I also want to thank the likes of DB Official, of Spartan EZ, of Warrior. They've essentially just tweeted about the show because they enjoy it. So a thank you to you, Arnold. A thank you to you, DB Official. You guys are great. Thank you very much for the recommendation, for the touch. We do appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Loving the Twitter love. Loving the Twitter love.
Absolutely. Lizzie Jonko, Llama, JJ Manners, they just completed a level 5 hype train.
Whoa! Chew effing chew.
So I'm just gonna say, if you guys have it in you tomorrow, I'll be talking about a special stream tomorrow night that those trains will be worth even more.
Oh yeah.
So, but anyway, guys, nonetheless, back to the topic at hand. I got to play with my toys. And by the way, the gift sub to Cubs fan Han is what made me think of the GAC and wanting to thank you. So, I got to play with my toys. I do recommend doing the event, if not for just doing the event, getting an idea of what they're doing with Galactic Challenges so you can do it with something in mind in the future, Neil. So I do implore you to try it.
I tried it. I did the first one. Okay, it's a different faction. It's a different set of variables, and it's a different faction that you're attacking with. The rewards are still the same crappy rewards.
That is true. The rewards are still the same.
And I'm still going to, doesn't matter what team I put in, I'm not going to get beyond tier 4. I already know I'm not going to get beyond tier 4. I'm not, I have no interest in it whatsoever. Zero. None. Don't get me wrong, when the exhibition's over and they revert it to what they were originally planning to do it, so when they give the rewards that they were originally planning to do, and when it's the duration they were originally planning, and they sort out the feat rewards the way that I believe that they were originally planning to do.
Thank you. I wanted to make sure that you announced that this, in case people just joined.
Yeah, no, it's your
cynical take on it.
It's a cynical belief. Yeah, I mean, I have there's no factual basis for this other than experience within the corporate field, knowing that this is what companies and organizations do in order to get something, positive feedback. But yeah, no. So when they change when they change these three things, of course I'll play it, because the rewards. I mean, I know I'm still going to get wiped out at tier 4. Sorry, I'm only going to reach tier 4, but the rewards doing tiers 1, 2, 3, and 4 are going to be better next month than the rewards for tiers 1, 2, and 3, and 4 now. And I'll do tiers 1, 2, 3, and 4. I won't attempt 5. I've attempted 5 with a relic squad, and I just got smashed in next Tuesday. So I know to never I won't bother. You know, I just won't bother. One of my alt accounts the other day, I did for the first time ever. I did Galactic Challenge Tier 2 on the recent, on the assault battles.
Right.
And I didn't even realize I hadn't done it, but then it suddenly dawned on me. It's like, well, I knew I was never ever going to do it, so I just never bothered trying. But now I've got a couple of relic characters. I went in, smashed it. It felt good. I did it on manual, so but that challenge tier 2 has been around for months and months and months and months. So I know that I'm not going to bother trying Galactic Challenges tier 5 on anything, on any of the worlds, out of any of the 7 worlds, for a good solid few months. I'll try it on one of the accounts, and if I don't do it, I'll know what, I'll go back to it in another 6 months. But all I'm going to do is join, put a team in, hit auto, collect the rewards.
I wish things were easier for you, Neil.
I wish it was built up to the hype. That's all. If they hadn't overhyped it, then maybe I wouldn't be so cynical right now.
We were. There was a lot of hype to it. We were excited about it.
So excited. This is what's so frustrating for me. I was so excited for this. I really, really was excited for this. I mean, I was talking it up. I was so optimistic, so excited, because they'd had a good couple of months. The Vader reworks, the JKL, the Chewpio, the Mon Mothma, the challenge. I mean, I can't do challenge tier 3.
Me getting Cara Dune to 7-star just today?
There you go. See? I mean, I know I can't do challenge tier 3 on any of the assault battles, but I was still excited that they put it in and an extra tier of really, really juicy results. And I'm thinking to myself, hey, now that I've reached tier 2 on all of the assault battles, it's like, right, okay, 3 months from now, maybe one of my squads and one of my factions will be able to do that tier 3. So I'm excited at the prospect of what I will be able to do in the future. I don't feel that way with Galactic Challenges.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We're going to go over the patch notes that we totally were not able to get to last week because we had the special. We had we talked about Galactic Challenges so much that we had to talk about them again. But when we come back, we will get into those, and we will also speculate about the future of the game right here on the Escape Pod Cast.
The Escape Pod Cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
This is Macias, and I assure your privacy and confidentiality when using my remodding services.
G'day legends, this is Heinzie. Did you know Macias Modding Mayhem is the premier modding service for the game that we all love, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? With some of the most affordable rates in the industry, Macias will remod your roster from top to bottom with continuous consultation with where to go from there. Macias has a 100% satisfaction guarantee, and he has tons of additional services available as well, like a full cleanup of your mods, PvP plans, and lots more. Contact Macias today on Discord, all in lowercase guys, MIKAYAS 0127. That's MIKAYAS number 0127, or hit up maciasmods@gmail.com. I fully endorse Macias Modding Mayhem, and you will too. Macias Modding Mayhem, the official remodding service of the Escape Podcast and the Escape Podcastaways Network.
Hello friends, this is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and I approve this message, and am compensated for signups for this service.
The world's largest audiobook library is at your fingertips, and the Escape Pod Castaways wants you to try it for free. Head on over to escapepodcastaways.com and click the Going Nerdy offer button to claim a free audiobook and 2 Audible originals.
Cancel anytime, and it's absolutely free to sign up. Check out Audible and support the Escape Pod Castaways, all for free. See Audible website for details. Restrictions may apply.
Did you know that if you signed up to become a Patreon, you could get tons of rewards? Force Ghost Scotty could do a roster review for you. Neil Andrew Air could share Grand Arena tactics. Or Paul could even help you get maximum stars in Geonosis Territory Battle. And you even get access into the after show. Sound good? Sign up to be a Patreon today. For as little as $2 a month, you could unlock a ton of potential content and also get closer to the hosts. Head to patreon.com/The Escape Pod to sign up.
Have you been interested in getting items 3D printed but haven't wanted to buy one of those expensive printers? Are you looking for a literally one-of-a-kind tech gift gadget? Evil Genius 3D Printing and Gadgets is your one-stop shop for both of those items. Nerd-owned and Escape Pod approved, put Lenny the Evil Genius to work for you. If you can dream it, he could possibly make it. Contact Lenny at evilgenius3dprinting@gmail.com for more information. That's evilgenius3dprinting@gmail.com. Get something unique in your hands.
Hey, I'm Andy Beads.
Hey, I'm Danish Wobble.
Hey, I'm Ando.
Hey, I'm Jake.
I'm Bringer of Death.
Jake Johnson TX.
I'm Ramby2307.
Spartan Z here.
I am Mr. Jacobachi.
Star Wars Galaxy of the Yeti.
I'm Player Gaming Embers.
I'm Lazy Turtle.
I'm Mudbum.
I mean, come on. They already know me. I'm the bloody co-host.
And we are part of
the GAC Chain Gang.
We're a group of streamers who
stream our Grand Arena on Twitch
and continue the chain
into the next streamer.
We have all types of accounts for you to enjoy, from the big whales to the
small accounts.
But we're all here to provide entertainment
and have a good time.
The Grand Arena Chain Gang is proud to be part
of the Escape Pod Castaways Content Creator Network. Stop by and see them, won't you?
The Escape Pod Cast.
Welcome back to the show. We've reverted back to normal, as you can see.
Yeah. Finally, you got something moving in the background now.
Yeah. No more.
You can actually tell that it really isn't 8 seconds, and you can write a nasty letter to Neil on Discord.
Yeah. No nasty letters. No nasty letters to Neil on Discord. You can write a nasty letter to the Nev, because then Nev will respond in kind. But don't write anything nasty to Neil. No, absolutely not.
So let's actually talk about, because the Twitch audience did get to see the little green screen shenanigans that you and I can now get into.
Mm-hmm.
But let's actually talk about that for a second. What you're wanting to do something with your tweed jacket?
Oh yeah, no. I'm not saying what I'm gonna do, because it's gonna be it's gonna be a surprise when I do it.
Okay.
It's gonna be a surprise when I do it. So I'm not gonna no hints, no drops. It's just gonna get dropped, and people aren't gonna know what's in them.
But is that the Nev or is that Neil doing that? That's gonna be the question.
It might not be the Neil, or it might not be Neil or the Nev. It
okay.
Might be somebody completely and utterly different. I'm a very there's depth. There's depth in character. Here. Very, 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 very deep character differences here. So it's not, I'm not just some two-dimensional character. You just have to wait and see. No hints.
The llama thinks it's going to be Grandpa Neil.
No, it's not going to be Grandpa Neil. That's for damn sure. There's a lot of things you can do with the green screen. I don't think I can age 50 years with green screen.
All right.
I could give it a bloody good shot though.
So you posed a question to me here.
Yes, I did
during the break. Go ahead and pose it to me on the air, because I said save it.
Yeah, I was asking if because that was the first time you'd heard that rather cynical opinion that I expressed, had I planted a seed in your mind that because what I said made sense, that there was rationale and there was logic to it. I did kind of explain my rationale and my logic behind expressing that opinion. And it's got you, questioning what you were originally going to say.
For me, the problem is, and this might cause people to label me the CG fanboy, but guys, I want to believe in the game. I want to believe that the developers, even though it's run by Electronic Arts, I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt that the things that they put forth are things that they want to do to improve. I want to see them put their best effort forward. I want to see them listen to the community. I want to see them just flourish. I would love to go to the mountaintop, Neil, and wave the flag of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
Well,
I want this game to be a household name, not just a niche, group of gamers that, by the way, are very generous. Thank you. But that is, the community is great. The community is awesome in this game, but it's not the population. I would love to see a population of Galaxy of Heroes players, not just a community. A community is one part of a city. Let's start with a city of players. Capital Games, invite players from outside of Star Wars to actually look at your game by doing something that makes us want to talk about it to other players. That's my opinion.
Yeah, well, the EA shareholders would beg to. I mean, they recently voted to block bonuses and pay raises.
That was good.
So clearly they don't think that EA is doing a particularly good job, because if they were, they wouldn't have blocked the bonuses and the pay raises. So they're like, no, you don't deserve bonuses and you don't deserve the pay raises. As shareholders, we're stopping you from doing that. And the community has grown. Go back 2 years. You go back 2 years. How many people were creating content for this game? Fast forward 2 years. I mean, my God, there are easily 100 people from across the globe. I mean, all right, English speaking and German speaking does seem to be the predominant language that are streaming this game. I mean, I think it's great to see more German streamers on Twitch. It's great. I think it's absolutely brilliant. So we know that the game is doing well there. We know that the game is doing well in Europe. We know it's doing well in the Americas. We know that it's doing well in Japan, even if we don't see any Japanese streamers or hear any Japanese streamers.
I
be
really
streaming
need to
it
start
on their
looking
own.
for some.
They may be.
I'll tell you that.
They might. There may be Far Eastern variations that are like Twitch, but not available to us because they're not in the app stores for for English speaking or for European language nations. So, but the content creating community itself is huge now compared to what I mean. Granted, 90% of that content that's being created is GAC. Because GAC is the best feature within the game, bar none. None of the other features within the game, none of the other events come close to GAC. None of them. None of them come close. Even Arnold, during one of his recent videos. I mean, you remember a few weeks ago, I pitched an idea in the GACN network server to Sepp to ask him about the what's the possibility of are coming up with a sandbox GAC mode. Even Arnold's talking about something like that now. You know, expanding on the most successful event within the game, GAC. Having a sandbox GAC mode. Fine, you won't give us a sandbox mode because you don't think you'll make any money off it. You give us a sandbox GAC mode, they'll make a boatload of money off that.
Okay, I see that, and I'm going to call with chips of a different value. Okay, you're putting in 100 single chips. I'm going to put in 4 $25 chips in this effort to call you. You have 100. Let's use that number. We have the 100 content creators for this game. They love GAC because it's flashy. It has gravitas. It has all of these different features that people like to tune in for. Neil, people tune in to see you lose by the skin of your teeth at times and go into a nev rage. You cannot deny that.
No. Doing GAC provides entertainment.
Yes. But to me, and I'm going to at least speak for my guild and maybe Bodhi's guild as well. I know Bodhi's got Solo and Zareth in it as well. But for me, seeing us come together as a guild to tear down as far as we can and claw for those stars and work together in territory battles and in territory wars, that to me is what I love about this game and is, quote unquote, the best feature of the game. I don't like GAC. I think that I think that mode is a bunch of checkmate this and checkmate that. I'm going to go with the strategy that you've told me to do next GAC. We'll see if it gets me anywhere. All right? Well, we're gonna try it. You know, you've kind of taken it under your wing to try to get me a Kyber. We'll see if this even works, but I'm going to give it my all. That I promise you. But to me, the chips are 100% $25 chips as they slide in, saying a equal enjoyment can be found in working together as a guild in those modes.
TB doesn't get streamed, and when it does get streamed, it's kind of like people, you know, the streamer engaging with the audience while going through the motions of doing TB. TB is the best team event. It used to be the Heroic Sith Raid, and before then it was the Tank Raid, and before then it was the Pit Raid. But the GOTB, specifically the GOTB, is probably the best team, obviously guild, you know, team/guild event within the game. GAC is solely on the shoulders of the individual, not a team.
When territory battles came out, there were a bunch of people putting out how to beat the Acklay mission, how to beat this mission, how to beat that mission, the best teams for territory battles. And it's static. Grand Arena changes. So that's why, because it has a bunch of different puzzle pieces instead of the puzzle pieces that you theory craft, but not everybody participates in. How many times do you get an auto deploy? How many times do your people not attack? Your guildmates have to play for you to get good rewards in territory battles. In GAC, it's optional. I could get trapped in carbonite and still get some rewards. If somebody doesn't participate in territory battles, they're out the damn door.
Yeah, we know. You're just as bad as Helly. Although on the subject of talking about the best team event in the game and the best solo event in the game, I mean, why not do something? Why not mix it up? Why not have 5v5? And I'm not talking about squad composition for GAC. Why not have a 5v5 GAC? Why not let 5 friends make a team of 5 and go against another team of 5 people?
It would absolutely be fun. And I'm gonna throw this out for a second. Helly, there's your topic for next month: participation in territory battles. There. So Helly and the Noob next month. We're gonna. I hope we see that. I'm just throwing that out there. Anyway, we promised patch notes.
Yeah.
Everybody loves patch notes.
Only a short page.
The big thing is, thank you very much, Lizzie, for gifting Tony a sub. That was very, very nice of you. They fixed the 5s sacrifice. He no longer has to be in the last squad slot for 5s to die and save the others.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking at the most recent, so I'm probably looking at the wrong page.
Here,
I'm looking at the one where the Kylo and then the GL stuff got fixed. I'm not
go back one more. For title update. That's the one that you're wanting to look at.
Oh no, I've lost my cursor. I've lost my cursor. For those of you that can't, I've got 3 monitors. Sometimes if I move my mouse really fast, I don't know which. I don't know if it's that monitor. I don't know if it's that monitor. I don't know if it's that monitor. I can't find my cursor. I found it. Don't worry.
Okay, all right. As long as you don't knock us offline.
I found my. No, I'm not gonna. I've just found it. Okay, so
they did eliminate transfer, and here's the thing. Okay, temporarily disabled account linking. We're going to come back to this one, but I'm going to read it because I'm reading it right now. Temporarily disabled account linking in order to remain compliant with platform policies. Okay, we'll come back to platform policies because this is starting to happen in games outside of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Mm-hmm. I'm going to point that out. They updated descriptions. They updated Deathmark to accurately reflect that it causes. So they've added a lot of descriptions. But the big thing is that they fixed the 5's bug.
Yeah, they did.
They fixed a battle where using IG-88 in geo-territory battles did not work for the Bounty Hunter prestige quest. That was thankful. Thank you for finally doing that because people were stuck either ducking down to a Hoth guild or not.
Mm-hmm.
Fixed an issue where defending Han Solo would always take his bonus a turn before an attacking Han Solo. So people actually were right when they pointed out that why does the Han Solo on the other team always go first?
Yeah. No. Your Han should always shoot first.
Your Han should always shoot
Your
first.
Han should always shoot first.
So they fixed the issue where Fracture was reducing raid boss speed too much. Cooldowns for special event units not reflecting the player's unit upgrades. That was scary. That could be scary in how much that can affect things. They did buff Rey. Fixed an issue where Rey's heir to the Jedi speed reduction would not stack with speed down. So they kind of gave Rey a buff with that. They fixed a bug in Assault Battle places of power that resulted in enemy units having no protection across all battles in Challenge Tier 3. Yeah, good luck beating it next time, everybody that was like, this is easy. I wish I would have known about this.
Yeah, I wish I'd known about that. I would have tried it. I would have done it.
I know.
If I'd known about that, I would have done it. I so would have
Fixed
done
an
it.
issue where Han and Watt could be used in some tiers of the Escape from Cloud City event. That would have been fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, this just light bulb for me, Neil. CG. Once we've beaten the Journey Guide events, give us the option to take in whatever the hell we want. There's your Galactic Challenges. Tell me I'm wrong, Neil.
No. That's a good idea. I mean, a better idea would be, here's a reward. Here's a set of feat rewards for beating Galactic Challenge tier 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 with as many different factions as you like. Here's a reward for beating it with First Order. Here's a reward for beating it with Rebels. Okay. Here's a reward for beating it with Jedi.
I'm going to stop you there. Let's come up with that list in case there's nothing else next week. Let's come up with that list of fun ways to make Galactic Challenges more fun if we don't get word on what they're going to do by next week.
Make them
we'll
a
do that for next week's show.
I mean, yeah, actually make them a challenge and make the reward something that makes you want to accept
Polenix, throw that in the
challenge.
bullpen for us. Throw that in the bullpen so we can make sure that we get to put that down. All right.
I mean, it'd be strange, wouldn't it, when you think about it? An event where you got to use and were rewarded for using all your Rossiter.
That's what they called this.
Hang on a minute. Isn't that something that they put in the road? Wait a moment. That is something that they put in the road ahead. Yeah.
All right. The go button for characters and ship upgrade now send you their respective training screens instead of the enhancing screens. That's kind of funny. Fix some unlocalized text error messages that popped up for initial asset or download errors. So instead of that could be funny. That could absolutely be funny. Then they did all sorts of different little UI fixes and audio fixes. But that I wanted to make sure that we did tap those, that we tapped the gameplay things.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't the suggestion I just made like a default sandbox?
Yes.
They put a faction in, and a feat is to beat that faction with all the other factions to give you a reward. Isn't that kind of like a default, sandbox? Because you've got to then test all of your different factions, but with different characters from said factions, in order to beat the faction that you're fighting
stop
against
making sense.
to get a reward.
Stop making sense. It doesn't look good on you.
I make this beep look good. I make this S look good.
All right. What else were we going to talk about?
We were going to talk about the speculation regarding speculation regarding the early return, because it's being speculated that JKL event is going to return earlier than the standard 3-month cadence, and the speculation that Admiral Piet is going to be introduced into the game because there was a graphic that was discovered of him in the data dump. So those were two things that we were going to discuss.
Oh my gosh, Lizzie Jonko became a Patreon. I didn't even see that come through. Thank you.
Thank you, Lizzie.
I would have caught that after the show. We'll see you in the after show, Lizzie.
Yeah, we'll see you in the after show.
All right. So let's quickly talk about that. We got about 6 minutes and then we got to throw to commercial. As far as the JKL event, I'm nowhere near ready. How close are you?
I need one character on my main account, and that's Snowlo, and I also need Snowlo on my Merc alt account. So I am one character away from being ready for the event on 2 of my accounts.
Okay, farming or gearing?
On my main account, I am 31 of 100. And on my Merc account, I haven't even hit 6 stars yet. So I don't think I'm going to make it on that
I don't
account.
think you're going to make it on that. I wish you all the best on that. Do you have the gear ready to go?
Oh, what? I don't have the gear ready for jet. No, I'm pumping everything into gearing. I've been pumping all of the materials into gearing the characters and modding.
Right, but I'm talking about... Okay, so what about the gear for everybody?
Oh, yeah, everybody's gear 13 and relict. Everybody's gear 13
except
and
for
relict.
Snolo, of course. Do you
Except
have
for
the
Snolo.
gear? Do you have the gear sitting in your back pocket?
I've got, yes. Oh, sorry, I see what you mean. I don't know if I've got. I don't think I've got all of the gear. I think I'm gear 12 plus 4 ready on him. I know that I'm gear 12 ready because the green and the orange crosses are all sat there ready to rock and roll. So the second he hits 7 stars, I know he's hitting 12, and I know that I've got everything for the left-hand side, and I think I've got everything for the top right side, but it's the +5 and the +6 piece to get him to 13. That I'm not sure on yet.
You do know that you can look on SWGOH.GG, the official partner of GA Center Herd, Tuesdays.
Oh, yeah,
right
no,
here
that's what I've done. I just don't have it written down on a note. I just, I should have, 6 boxes.
I just wanted to make a funny plug.
I know. It's a worthy plug. It's a worthy plug.
It's a worthy plug.
Yeah, no, that's the first place I went to look because I wanted to know what I needed for the +6 piece because I'm relatively certain that I've built up a decent enough head of steam for the +4 and the +5 piece. I'm just wasn't 100% sure if I was farming for the right stuff or for the +6 piece. But I know he's going to gear 12. I've got a couple of 1,000 crystals saved up in the event I need to buy anything to get him to gear 13. But after that, it's just everything will be going on relics. Everything will be going on to relics, just in case I need to take someone from 3 to 4. But I have been told that it can be done with relic 3 across the board. So I'm not overly concerned.
Admiral Piet, we did not see him in the Empire. We did not see him in the challenge. But the character is there now.
Yeah.
According to SWGOH events and their data mine, which we have a link to, which we have a feed from. Thank you, Sig. We have a feed from them in the Escape Pod server, but you can always get it through their Discord server as well. But there's a character model.
Yeah, there is.
Are we getting more ships? Could it be ship related to, let's say, a Death Star Galactic Challenge for next time around?
Well, this is why we're speculating. I mean, he could be being brought in as a reward, reward shards for him, and if you get him. It could be for the Superstar Destroyer, so we could be getting the Superstar Destroyer as a capital ship, with him as the crew for it. We could be getting him as just a regular marquee character. I'd like to think we could get him as a. I'd love to think of getting him as a like the last character that they throw out from the Empire anniversary celebration, because obviously he was in. He was the admiral of the Superstar Destroyer during the Empire Strikes Back, and how about having his special AOE with finally take advantage of Unity, so when you use his special, like you use the GL's ultimate, you get a graphic where he literally calls in a bombardment from the Superstar Destroyer. I mean, something like that would be truly awesome.
If you got a bombardment from a Superstar Destroyer in a squad battle, your team is not there either. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and take a break. Story time with the llama coming up in just a moment. When we return, though, Dr. Dread Zeppers, the Twitch performer extraordinaire, that's what I'm going to call him, is up after this break in our incoming transmission right here on the Escape Pod cast.
the Escape Pod Cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
Hey there, Escape Podawans. Everyone's favorite llama here to remind you that the Escape Pod Cast is on social media. That's right, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. So give us a like, give us a follow, and stay up to date on all things in-game and in the Escape Pod. Our account links are down in the description or on our Discord server in the Show Links channel. See you on the net!
Are you a member of Team Paul or Team Neil? Maybe you prefer story time with the llama, or dabble in the buttery side of the Force with Biscuit Weasel. Or maybe you like the Escape Pod talents from Down Under like Heinzie and Scotty. No matter who you support, you can get one of my designs from the Escape Podcast merch store. Just go to escapepodcastaways.com, click on the merch link, and it will take you to the TeePublic site where you can support me, Mrs. Anthony, also known as Critty K. Also be sure to check out the Mrs. Anthony Shirts channel on the Escape Podcast's Discord server weekly to vote for my latest shirts in the Design Derby on Woot. Links for both of these are down below. Thank you for supporting the Escape Pod Cast.
Heinzie from the ANZGC is officially a member of the Escape Pod Castaways. Make sure you go and search for Heinzie on YouTube today because he live streams a lot of his GAC content, and not only does he do that, he also does some pretty fun videos from time to time, including a behind the screen and also streaming Jedi Fallen Order. And from time to time, this idiot might drop by. Head on over and check out Heinzie today on YouTube, a part of the Escape Pod Castaways network.
The Escape Pod Cast for Kids. It's really cool.
Hello, Escape Podawans, and welcome back to Storytime with the Llama and the Escape Pod Cast for Kids. This week, as promised, with our third to last faction on Faction Facts, is the Smuggler Faction. Now, there are 10 characters that have this tag. Number 1, Chewbacca, who's available in his One Famous Wookiee Legendary event with 5 7-star bounty hunters. Next up is Han Solo, who's available on the heroic difficulty of the Pit Raid. Third is Enfys Nest, who's available on Fleet Hardnode 5D. Veteran Smuggler Chewbacca is available on Cantina Node 5F, and Veteran Smuggler Han Solo is available on Cantina Node 5E. Young Han Solo is available in the Guild Store. Young Lando Calrissian is available on Fleet Hardnode 1D. L337 is available on Cantina Node 5A. Kira is available on Cantina Node 3B. And last but certainly not least is Vandor Chewbacca, who's available on Darkside Hardnode 4D. Now, the Smuggler Faction does have one leader. It's Kira. Her leadership ability, Tools of the Trade, grants Scoundrel allies plus 5% critical chance. And whenever they score a critical hit, they recover 10% protection and gain an additional bonus based on their roll for the rest of the battle. Attackers gain 10% offense, now that is stacking with a max of 3 stacks. Tanks gain 20% critical avoidance, again also stacking with a max of 3 stacks. And support or healer characters gain plus 20 speed, also stacking for a max stack of 3. Now, there are some useful characters in this faction and some not so useful characters in the faction. So let's go over the useful characters that I recommend putting your time and energy into. First up, pretty obvious, is Han Solo and Chewbacca. They are key for Rebels teams, specifically the CLS trio with Commander Luke Skywalker. They're great on offense in territory wars and in GAC, plus they're super useful in Hoth territory battles. I wouldn't recommend trying them in Geonosian territory battles unless you've got them at a pretty high relic. Next up is Enfys Nest. Now, she is a really, really great all-around character. She's excellent when she's solo, or she's a good plug-and-play character with a bunch of different factions. Like, you could use her with Night Sisters, you could use her with Kira, like I'll explain down below. Just a great all-around character. I highly, highly, highly recommend. If you're only going to do one from this faction, I recommend Enfys Nest. Now, when you use her solo, she's great against Phoenix. You can use her against Bastilla the Jedi team, Padme Galactic Republic. She's excellent against Ewoks. You can put her in against Ewoks on GAC and just hit auto. You could also try using her against a pretty low-geared Shakti clones team. Last, but certainly not least, is Kira. Now, she is a pretty good leader, and her team is really good on defense in GAC. You'll want to use her with Vandor Chewbacca, L337, also on this smuggler list, Zalbar, Mission, or you can use her with Nest in offense. So you can use her as a leader with Enfys Nest when you want to beef up her chances of critically hitting. Plus, she's an attacker, so she's going to take advantage of that 10% offense stacking up to 30%. Like I mentioned, the Kira team is great on defense in GAC, but if you see your opponent has them on defense, I suggest taking in a Bastilla Jedi team, a Sith Triumvirate team, Shakti clones, CLS rebels, General Grievous droids, or Geonosians to counter them. Like I mentioned before, we just have 2 factions left in the Faction Facts series. I'm not going to tell you what they are, but I want to see if you can guess which one we're going to cover next week. You got a 50-50 shot. That's all for me. Tune in next week for more story time with the llama and the Escape Pod Cast for Kids.
This is Macias, and I assure your privacy and confidentiality when using my remodding services.
G'day legends, this is Heinzie. Did you know Macias Modding Mayhem is the premier modding service for the game that we all love, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? With some of the most affordable rates in the industry, Macias will remod your roster from top to bottom with continuous consultation with where to go from there. Macias has a 100% satisfaction guarantee, and he has tons of additional services available as well, like a full cleanup of your mods, PvP plans, and lots more. Contact Macias today on Discord, all in lowercase guys, MIKAYAS 0127. That's MIKAYAS number 0127, or hit up maciasmods@gmail.com. I fully endorse Macias Modding Mayhem, and you will too. Macias Modding Mayhem, the official remodding service of the Escape Podcast and the Escape Podcastaways network.
Receiving incoming transmission. Receiving incoming transmission. Receiving incoming transmission.
And welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. This week's guest has never been on before. Sometimes we have repeat guests. This is a new guest. So I'm going to hand over to the Master of Ceremonies, Paul Anthony, to introduce our guest for this week's incoming transmission.
Yeah. Our guest this week is a one-of-a-kind Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes streamer. He's also one of us old farts who like to play the game. But the one thing you might not expect from him at first glance is that he is a talented actor as well. He's known in his hometown for playing the parts of Tevia, Professor Hill, Sky Masterson, and even the Cowardly Lion, hailing straight out of Anaheim, but we won't hold that against him. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you one of my favorite people to have fun with in chat, the Dr. Dread Zeppers. And since you played the Cowardly Lion, Zepp, I'm going to say this. Put him up, put him up.
Oh, which one of you first? I'll fight you both together. I'll fight you with one paw tied behind my back. I'll fight you with my eyes closed. Pulling an X on me or a podcast even, huh? All right.
Oh, you are a wonderful
Thanks for letting me on, man. Thank you. It's great
You're
to be
a fellow
here.
thespian.
Yes, I have had my little bit of time on the stage a little bit. It's actually what kind of got me started here. I bought all this green screen stuff and all that neat stuff because I planned on doing some theatrical videos and stuff for YouTube because my theater closed due to COVID. So next thing I know, I found Twitch. I was already playing Star Wars right and left, pissing the director off while I was playing in the backstage. So I figured, what the heck? Let's start streaming some SWGOH and man, what an awesome community we have here. Love it.
We do. We absolutely do.
Absolutely.
Let's start with we'll get into the personal questions here in a moment, but we do have the hardcore audience to ask, do you even swagga, bro? So let's ask, starting off, what is your account like? Do you have a free-to-play card, or do I get to drink free-to-play tears from Neil?
Well, I have been playing pretty much from the start. I had my whale days. I don't whale any longer, but I haven't. I've been free to play for the last 2 years on the account. So
you not even just a little porpoise, like, oh, I just need 20 more crystals here and there.
Okay, I guess I have to say free to play rather loosely. I do throw my $20 out there for some crystals here and there.
I have an ally finally on my side.
You gotta. Every once in a while, Arena's not being as kind to you as you would like, and you just got to throw a 20 spot out there once in a great while. I don't go for the $20 for that extra 4th star on a marquee character or anything like that. I'll wait and farm them.
Oh, come on. That is one of the best deals because you get the crystals and 10 more for just 1 penny.
Oh, yeah.
But you also get a little bit of gear. You get a little bit of billy mats. It keeps the coffers full. I think it's a great deal. I thought it was a better deal when it was only $10. Yes,
exactly. I think that's what made the difference for me, because I did used to reach out for that $10 deal they used to give us, but when they pushed it up to 20 and threw a few extra crystals, I was like, the extra crystals just aren't doing it for me. So it depends on the character. It really does, but I kind of stopped doing that. Just the crystals every once in a while now.
So. I'll throw this over to Neil here in a second. Sorry, I'm geeking out with a fellow porpoise. It's for a good porpoise. The question I have for you is, you say that you're a day one player, and I'll allow for a month here and there. That's
generally speaking, yeah.
My question to you is, how did you find out about the game?
It just comes up on this health. I'm a Star Wars guy, Star Wars nut, man. So I've always watched Star Wars, and the first opportunity I saw on the mobile game to come up with Star Wars, I had to give it a try. Yeah, I didn't really stick to it at first, kind of back and forth at the beginning, but then I got into it, and then next thing I know, got the wallet involved, and ooh boy, roller coaster ride. And I'm sorry.
No. I was going to say, I've yet to meet somebody that found out about Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes the way that I found out about Star Wars. Watching ads to get free in-game currency by playing another game. I was playing. It's because it was a thing. Back in 2014, 2015, the mobile app games. If you watched 5 ads, you would get a certain amount of the in-game currency. And for all of the month of November and December of 2015, every time I played Honor Bound and I did the 5, sometimes
they were really plastering it out.
It would literally be all 5 ads for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. And it's like, fine, you know what? You really, really want me to play this game, sir.
No, I've always been a computer gamer. I never really was much with mobile games and stuff like that. So that's kind of why, Star Wars has a mobile game. Let me check that out. And that's what drove me to the mobile game and looking it up. And that's kind of what slowed me down at first, playing
so it was an ad.
Small little screen. So
it was an ad that
on the computer, actually. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, it was a PC game, was it? An ad from while you were
somewhere
playing?
In the PC world games that reminded me there, or let me know there was a mobile game coming out. I don't.
Yeah.
Shoot, Nev, that was 5 years ago. I don't remember, man. I don't remember all the details.
Yeah, it was 5 years.
I was playing TIE Fighter, or no, yeah. See, I had all those Star Wars games back then too.
So, what's your account at? Since you're a reformed minnow, you used to be a whale, now you're a minnow. What's your account sitting at right now, and what metas do you currently have, and do you give two rips about the current metas if you don't have them?
Well, being one that has been playing it for so long, I've kind of been meta to meta to meta. I don't have any focus or anything like that. I get really jealous watching all these GAC guys with their focused accounts, but so I basically have had to chase the arena meta, as it moves along. So when I went free to play, that's when I started kind of dragging my heels on that. I couldn't keep up with the super Krakens in my shard. So I'm a little bit further behind them. I do have Geo Ray, just got her just last week, actually. And why didn't I go for Slacker? Well, because when I first started going for Geo Ray, Slacker sucked. So unfortunately, they fixed him after I was already too far down the rabbit hole towards Ray. So anyway, that's where I'm at. I got about 6.2 million on my account. Very wide spread.
We may see each other then.
Yeah, that's possible. I wasn't big on GAC, or that tournament stuff for a while, but now that I've been on Twitch for a while and I see everybody digging it, it's kind of getting me into it. And this very last one, I actually put a lot of effort into this. God, I chose 3x3 to start putting effort into of all things.
Let's
don't knock 3v3. Don't knock 3v3. I went 12-0.
I'm not knocking it necessarily, Nev.
Let's call back to a question that we had, or a conversation that Neil and I had just in the previous segment. You said that GAC really wasn't your thing. What was keeping you in the game then?
Guild participation, TW, territory battles. I was a guild leader. I'm running the thing. That now, okay, I will absolutely say I delegate, and I have some awesome officers who actually do almost all the work, to be honest with you. But because of that perspective, well, they do all the work, actually, just flat out. They do it all. But that's kept me together. That's kept me interested in the game, having that group of people that work out so well together. And, it's like Liz, our good friend Lizzie here, joining my group and all that. That's what's keeping me in the game. That's why I enjoy it. I'm not a young pup. I've been playing games a long time on the computer, and I've had my competition edge. I used to ladder match and Quake 2, Quake 3, Counter-Strike, all of that crap. And I've been down that path, and I hit an age where the eyes just couldn't keep up with the hands, man. And try aiming a rail gun and having, 3/4 of a second to shoot another guy before he nails your butt. No, it just wasn't working anymore.
I could do some of it sometimes in Fortnite, but mostly just, the fun of yelling that we're being shot at.
So that put the competition thing kind of, I just wasn't into it that much as like the group competition, TW, that I found enjoyment with that. But the GAC at first, it just, I kept joining it, getting minimum rewards. That is a thing of the past. I'm coming for you. All of you. Watch out.
You got it. Now, you do mention that you're a guild leader, as I am. I am currently the interim guild leader of mine. I still run my TBs with an iron fist, but it's an iron fist with a little bit of velvet wrapped around it. But nonetheless, I'm running those TBs because that's what I love to do. Until our original guild leader can come back. With that being said, I totally get your by delegation. Your officers, if there are any escape pod officers listening from Yevon 4, thank you for what you guys do. Even if I do have to go and change the raid times because they coincide. Anyway.
And if I'll just take that 2 seconds, Cantonica, I love you, and I love all of my officers. Keep it up, guys.
What you got, Neil?
Yeah, no. So obviously, I'm the GAC aficionado. For me, it's all about the GAC. I mean, don't get me wrong. I all my accounts are in a guild, and when territory battles come along, I take that very seriously. Thankfully, I'm in a guild where territory will be a little bit more relaxed. So. Obviously, you said that this was your first serious foray into GAC, and clearly you're not somebody that is a lover of 3v3 like me. What made you think, right, well, I'm going to take GAC seriously? Because obviously you've been playing the game since its inception. We've had GAC for, well over a year now. Nick, close to 2 years now. So what was it that made you think all of a sudden, hey, you know what? I'm going to start taking GAC more seriously.
Well, one of the main things that I found that I was kind of missing out on was like the various rewards I was not getting from getting anywhere in GAC. If you're 7th or 8th in your tier every time, you're getting a very paltry amount of that currency, and you're not able to buy the things you need to be able to get the upper tiers of gear and stuff. And I also needed a way of kind of revitalizing my interest in the game. It's had a couple of dull moments. I'm not going to go down that path too much, but it's had a few dull moments as of late, and it's I just tried to use that as a way of trying to, like I said, revitalize my interest, get back into it, and also helps me to interact with the community here and stuff quite a bit. And so that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Nothing too complicated.
And are you enjoying the interaction when you stream it?
Oh, absolutely. I love that. I love that part of it. That's probably what got me started with it. Really. Okay. That's, like I said, I like the GAC. It's vitalizing my interest, but it's also giving me a means of interacting and working with the viewers on my channel.
Yeah.
And
the highs and the lows.
And I think they really love, interacting and playing a part of my GAC. I'm trying to basically do it the way I think it should be done, but I ask them, what do you guys think? I've got this defense, I got that defense. This is what my opponent's looking like. I try to get their input and use that. And not only does it help me with the channel, help me interact with my viewers, help keep things active and have a great time, but I learn from it too. Boy, I learned a crap load about 3 versus 3 this last tournament, man. I knew of it. I had a few presets that I would throw in just to screwing around, but I never actually looked at it and took the time to study my opponent and do all of those different facets. And in which case I owe a great deal of thanks to Fortmort 4111. He joined my channel one night, and that man, he sat there with me for 4 hours on stream, and he taught me how to approach GAC.
Mort is one of.
No, he's my nemesis.
No, okay, Neil.
He's my nemesis.
Rival. He's not your nemesis. He's a rival.
No, he's my.
But nonetheless, we do have to mention, guys, if you are not watching Fort Mort, he is one of the most entertaining long form shows. He literally shows you he lets you into his mind. Sometimes it's a scary place, but he lets you into his mind, and you can learn from Fort Mort. As far as technique, you can learn hard stats. You can learn counters and things like that by watching people like Gambit. But you want a laid back, I would say kind of the analytical Urs. Is that a good way to put it, Neil?
You can put it like that.
Yeah, he's the analytical Urs. There you go. All right.
Yeah. Well, if you visit his channel, it is a little bit adult, and you do have to have kind of a thick skin in there. But if you are, of that mindset and have a thick skin, you will have a great time learning GAC, watching him do his stuff. So
yeah, I love Fort Mort 95% of the time, but there's the 5% of GAC. It's like,
Nev, you don't like his record.
No, hey, we're 1 and 2 in the
I don't want to go there.
We're 1 and 2 in the league at the moment. And I will not be defeated by him. I will wear his skin.
Well,
Jesus Christ!
I'll ride the fence and be on both your guys' side. How's that sound?
I will be the Div 2. I will be the Div 2 champion by the end of this season. I will beat him. And if he runs away, because some people have suggested that he might run away to Div 1, I will follow him to Div 1 so that I can beat him there. I will follow him to hell to beat him in GAC.
Watch out. Nev's stalking you in GAC.
Oh, yeah,
pal.
I am. Oh, yeah.
All right,
There is no greater rivalry in all of the leagues than me.
Segue back. No.
Yeah, let's bring this back to Dr. Zepp, because we did get off track there. This was an equivalent of the geeking out tangent alert. Dr. Zeppers, we're up against a lot of break here, but let's talk about you. When did you become a Star Wars fan? What was it that has kept you a Star Wars fan? And let's start with those.
Well, many years ago, I remember I lived in Oregon, and we didn't get a lot of the latest movies and all that neat stuff where I lived in Oregon. And I came to visit my cousins here in Southern California, and they dragged me down to this theater that was showing this brand new sci-fi movie called Star Wars: A New Hope. And we got in line, and we waited in line 2.5 hours to watch that movie. And so, yeah, I watched the very first Star Wars movie, and I'd never seen anything or heard anything about it before, but the very first thing I wanted to do once we exited that theater was, let's go watch it again. So I was a Star Wars fan from the very start. I'd always been a big sci-fi fan. I was a Trekkie and all that as a kid. And then to see that movie, that just, it sold me on Star Wars. I was like, when's the next? I was looking for books coming out for Star Wars, all the stuff that comes out, residual stuff after a big movie like that. And so I've just been a Star Wars fan waiting for each movie as it came out. There's Empire Strikes Back, and then there was Return of the Jedi, and it's like, it's unusual for many of the people today, because what's known as 4, 5, and 6 was 1, 2, and 3 to me, so, but I recognize it chronologically, they're not, but so that's where my Star Wars fanships began. That's why I was a big Star Wars fan to begin with. And the later movies there was a big stall between Star Wars movies for quite a while, in which case really the computer games and that kind of stuff really kind of filled the gap before they started getting back into making the movies again. So
you read any of the extended universe of the late 80s and the 90s?
I don't have any of the books. I think the only book I can actually remember reading was called Splinter of the Mind's Eye.
Oh yeah, no, that's a good one. I used to own the graphic novel. It's a good one, that.
Cascade wonders which little Oregon town.
I graduated from high school in Redmond, Oregon. Redmond High School.
Okay.
Central Oregon.
She's a cheesemaker, or used to be.
So I say about 16 miles south of Bend. A lot of people have heard of Bend, Oregon before, but anyway, small town. It was a 1-street town when I left it. I think it's 2 or 3 now.
All right, Zeppers, let's tell people how to find you and sell them on showing up to your channel instead of ours.
Instead of yours? Wow.
Yeah.
It's
not too difficult to convince them.
Look at these guys here. Okay, never mind. I'm not going to go there.
Well, I would love to have everybody come in to see the Emperor Dread Zeppelin's channel. We are the Sith, and we are taking over the entire galaxy. We are so tired of hearing about that Sith Palpatine losing to that scavenger girl. Well, please come in and drop in on Dr. Zeppers, also known as Emperor Dread Zeppelin. Join the Z-Bags. We will have so much fun.
Okay. I can't do that for very long.
That was wonderful. How do they find you?
All you need to do is go to twitch.tv/Dr. Zeppers DRZEPPERS, or if you're in chat right now, you can click on my name. I'll post the Z, and if you would, I would definitely appreciate the follow. That's all I usually ask.
Well, we have
That's all I ask for is a follow.
It's already the Escape Pod bot has already posted a link to your Twitch channel, mate.
Right on. And occasionally on my streams, because of my theatrical background, I do take a chance and I try to see how many I can scare away with a show tune here and there. And
give me a shout, mate. I'll read lines with you from a play.
Oh wow!
Neil is a thespian as well.
I'm not doing any more plays more than that. You know what? Actually, because we were talking about the Wizard of Oz, I made sure I had part of my Wizard of Oz script so I could remember a couple of those lines earlier. I've done so many of them.
I will happily read lines with you.
But
Neil, now you have somebody else
so fun
to do Verily a New Hope.
I will happily read lines with you. You come up with a 2-man monologue, and I'll read lines with you. It'd be fun.
I was surprised I didn't actually lose anybody from my stream the other night when I broke out into stars from Les Mis. But
well, that's because you did much better than Russell Crowe.
Actually, I think I did.
All right, guys, make sure you check out Dr. Zeppers. That's DRZEPPERS on Twitch. And you're gonna definitely have a great time when you see this man streaming. He is a jewel in this community, and we are very, very grateful to call him a friend. Coming up after this, The Bridge with Patreon's Choice and the announcement of 2 different 24-hour streams that are right around the corner, right here on the Escape Pod cast.
The Escape Pod cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
This is Micaeus, and I assure your privacy and confidentiality when using my remodding services.
G'day legends, this is Heinzie. Did you know Micaeus Modding Mayhem is the premier modding service for the game that we all love, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? With some of the most affordable rates in the industry, Micaeus will remod your roster from top to bottom with continuous consultation with where to go from there. Micaeus has a 100% satisfaction guarantee, and he has tons of additional services available as well, like a full cleanup of your mods, PvP plans, and lots more. Contact Micaeus today on Discord, all in lowercase guys, MIKAYAS 0127. That's MIKAYAS number 0127, or hit up micaeusmods@gmail.com. I fully endorse Micaeus Modding Mayhem, and you will too. Micaeus Modding Mayhem, the official remodding service of the Escape Podcast and the Escape Podcastaways network.
Does your guild want to tap into their full potential in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? Yeah! For as low as $1 a month per guild member, your guild can unleash the power of the game in ways you never thought possible. Ooh. Track your arena movements, guild progression, and much more. Contact ShittyBill and get one of his shitty bots on your server today. Just look for him on our Discord server and tag or message him for more information. The link for our server is below in the description. Shitty bots, don't let the name fool you. Did you know that if you signed up to become a Patreon, you could get tons of rewards? Force Ghost Scotty could do a roster review for you. Neil Andrew Ware could share Grand Arena tactics. Or Paul could even help you get maximum stars in Geonosis Territory Battle. And you even get access into the after show. Sound good? Sign up to be a Patreon today. For as little as $2 a month, you could unlock a ton of potential content and also get closer to the hosts. Head to patreon.com/theescapepod to sign up.
And now time for something completely shameless.
Noob. Not fun. Noob. So annoying. Noobie.
Shh.
Yes.
Here it comes.
Hello, Lennox. I'm here. Wait.
Utini.
Oh my.
A Jawa.
Haha! Gotcha, noob. No, put those blasters away. This is my friend, DM Beanie. Be nice to my guest, noob. DM Vini. Say hello to Newbie.
Hello! Weenie!
Greetings, Lennox.
You jerk.
Everyone knows droids hate Jawas.
Hey, Newbie.
Yes, Lennox.
Are your circuits in a bunch? Or is it your
bikini?
Lennox, I don't understand how you can always be so dang
jovial.
All right, noob, I'll bite. What's wrong this time, noob?
My guildmates aren't taking this game
seriously.
Hang on, noob, hang on. Perhaps you need a drink. Maybe you'd like a
martini.
You guys are just
the worst.
Oh, come on, noob. You gotta just let loose sometimes and have fun. I mean, it's what they do in
Satopini.
That was epic.
This isn't
funny.
Lennox, listening to you two make bad dad jokes just so you can rhyme with Utini is super
annoying.
Just ask Jackson. He can't stand dad jokes.
Oh, newbie, even Jackson knows that when we do dad jokes for him on B-Weezy's Twitch streams, it's all in good fun, bud. As a matter of fact...
Oh, boy.
Here's a short PSA.
Here we go.
That can help you understand, bud.
PSA!
This PSA is brought to you by Hellenics. And the Escape Pod, Cast, YouTube channel, Twitch stream, and Discord server. SWGOH's most fun place to hang out for all SWGOH players. I mean, it is the home of everyone's favorite droid with a penchant for calamity. Taking Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes way too seriously. What is it? Why is it happening? And who stands to benefit? In this SWGOH PSA, we will explore taking SWGOH way too seriously, and the many myths that surround it. Wait, that barely made any sense. Perhaps we should reword this bit? But, no. What do you mean it's part of the PSA formula? Alright, man, sheesh. RNGesus help us. SWGOH is a game, and games by their very nature are supposed to be fun. According to Watto's Galactic Basic Dictionary, a game is an activity, form of play, pastime, or sport which follows a predetermined set of rules and is decided by luck, skill, or strength, and whose goal is to deliver enjoyment to both participants and spectators alike. While the competitive nature of certain games can cause stresses on its participants, the eventual accomplishments of the game's goals, continual participants' progressions, or even the very act of participating or spectating itself can be a truly fulfilling experience. Many players in the SWGOH gaming community can occasionally forget this fact, and sometimes folks just take this game way too seriously. This can be understandable. Let's not forget that some players have spent small fortunes in this game and don't want to see their money wasted. Others have devoted countless hours to this game and to its community and don't want to see their hard work eroded. Still others are hyper-competitive and can let their desire for victory overwhelm their rational thoughts. However, we must all remember why we started playing SWGOH in the first place. Fill in some time here. What do you mean, fill in some time? What do you mean 42? Oh, don't take it so seriously. Gotcha. Well played. So before you blow a gasket on anything related to this game, consider this. Can there be any other reason, besides having fun, that caused you to originally download this game in the first place? I'm certain that if you think about it for more than a few seconds, you will determine that, no, indeed, having fun is the very reason why you play SWGOH. This has been Hellenics. For the Hellenics SWGOH YouTube channel, and the Escape Podcast, and SWGOH, and good times, and fun, and the number 42. So, we've been doing these PSAs for a while now, and I just wanted to sit down with you and go over some of my channel metric. Where are you going? Hello? Hey. Typical. So, do you see now, noob? Wasn't that PSA helpful?
That PSA didn't explain anything.
Once again.
Hellenics?
Houdini?
I'm upset because my guildies are missing their
600s.
And our guild is a 30k
Or bust.
guild, Hellenics.
Wait. What?
Oh, you heard me.
Meatbag.
My guildies are not getting their 600s done. We have to chase them and beg and beg and tag them, and they
Still miss. Oh, Dini.
I thought that would get your
Attention.
Hellenics.
You know what?
Hell?
No. 600s are the first thing you learn to do in SWGOH. Mooching ass join a guild to collect their guild rewards, but can't do their raid tickets? Nah, man. No. I'm gonna go in there and put these dudes on blast. This bull. Go join a casual guild if you don't like it, you dog.
Hey, Jella, is he gone?
Indeedy.
Wanna grab a brew? I could use some 5W30 full synthetic.
Martini.
Sure, DMVini, my treat. Well, it'll be Hellenics' treat. I have access to a space wallet. Time to make some galactic credits.
Disappear.
Like
Houdini.
The Escape Pod. Cast. The Bridge.
And welcome back to the show, everybody. It's our fourth and final segment of the week, and you know what that means. It's Patron's Choice. So, Paul, have you got all the questions all lined up in a nice, neat little row, ready for us to answer?
Yes and no. But first, I do want to thank, I have to thank Lizzie Jonko for becoming a Patreon, our first annual Patreon. If you want to become a Patreon and just pay once instead of the whole monthly recurring thing, they're offering a 16% off coupon, or not coupon, but rather deal, where sign up for an entire year. I promise we're going to be here, and if we're not, I'll find some way to make it up to you.
Oh, we'll be here.
And
We'll
also thank you, Greg, for becoming a Patreon as well. We do really appreciate that. And you Patreons you help make this a lot easier to do, and it all. I'm not sure exactly how else to say it.
Keep the engine running.
You help keep the engine running beyond what you're seeing. I'll say that. All right. I'm going to start with a question that was purchased with channel points.
Okay.
It was Dr. Feelgood. What's your favorite Helly in the Noob episode? For me, my favorite Helly in the Noob episode is definitely going to be the one about poaching, just because at the very end of the PSA by Helly, what do you mean go kick rocks? One of my favorite lines out of that man's mouth.
The sandbag one.
The sandbag.
The sandbagging one, yeah. That was my favorite.
Excellent. All right, let's get this rolling here. Give me 1 second. We just found Liz. There we go. I put her in the Patreon roles. All right. Geek Girl started us out with 3 questions. What is the funniest joke you know by heart?
Knock, knock.
Who's there? Doctor Who.
I do know a funnier joke, but it requires 2 people. And it's an extremely long joke that I do know off by heart, but it does require 2 people to know. It requires one person to know the beginning of the joke, and it requires a second person to know what the other half of the joke is without you having to speak or tell them. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll discuss it with somebody sometime. Maybe I'll tell the first joke and see if anybody knows what the second part is.
My favorite joke, it's not a bad joke, but it's not one that I'm going to say on podcast. So I'm going to go with it's only because it uses foul language. I will go with a knock knock joke. Knock knock.
Who's that?
Banana.
Banana who?
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Banana.
Banana who?
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Orange.
Orange who?
Orange, glad I didn't say banana. Yeah.
I knew where that was going.
Or sometimes I just start out with orange and I say, aren't you glad I didn't start that joke? What part of a kid's movie completely scarred you? But I love that it did. Pee-wee's Big Adventure and Large Marge.
When Charlotte dies at the end of Charlotte's Web.
Oh. What used to be, and you're a little in the background there, Neil. What used to be considered trashy but is now very classy?
Oh wow! Nothing. If I say something's trashy, I'm never going to change my mind on it. Nothing. Run DMV.
For me, thank you, Run DMV. For me, it was the Chuck Taylors, the shoes.
Okay.
But I've always thought they were classy as far as style. I would wear them with a suit, but I would wear all black Chuck Taylors with a suit. But now I can wear my fun colored Chuck Taylors with a suit. And it's fun.
Yeah. No, there is literally nothing that I have referred to as trashy that I ever think doesn't remain trashy forever. Literally, that's just the way I'm built. If I say
what film do you think has an amazing story?
What film has a?
What film do you think has an amazing story?
Oh wow! Oh god, there's so many. Oh my god. Wow. Probably The Godfather. Yeah, definitely. Not 1, 2, and 3, just 1 and 2. 3 was trash. Parts 1 and 2. That's an incredible story because it spans over decades, you know. So yeah, incredible story. Read the book. Read the book. The book is just wow.
You're gonna laugh at me. Well, you're not gonna laugh at me, but a lot of people are gonna laugh at me. Rocky Horror has an amazing story.
I love that film. I have dressed as a Transylvanian and Frankenfurter twice at Rocky Horror parties, but that's because it has cult status and because Tim Curry is a musical genius.
If you were a Sith Lord, what would your powers be and what would your Darth name be? Think about your real personality and your strengths in answering this.
It would be Darth Rage. And my Sith power would be the Run DMV. Wow. Run DMV coming in with 1,000 bits. Yeah, my power would be energy absorption. I've always thought that was cool. I loved the way Vader just absorbed the blaster bolts that were fired at him in The Empire Strikes Back, and I thought, you know what, being able to wield a lightsaber and force choke people is pretty cool, but to be able to just absorb the energy from blasters into your hand and yeah, that is a badass Sith power as far as I'm concerned.
And I'm saying this if I were a Sith that truly, you know, I as I mentioned, I don't think I mentioned it on the air. I think that was before we went live when we were talking about the lightsaber, Zeppers and I, you know, the gray Jedi is a code. If I were to be entirely evil, I would probably be a narcissist. So Darth Narcissus. And, you know, using evil mind tricks would be my power if I were a Sith Lord. Any genre or format, what character has the greatest power, quote unquote, power?
Oh, no question. Superman. Greatest character with the greatest power. Just him, Superman. Just, he's the greatest superhero ever. Like, ever. But that's because, you know, I'm biased towards DC.
If I were to play the other card, I would say Deadpool, because he breaks the fourth wall and could just go buy kryptonite and defeat Superman. The ability to break the fourth wall is the greatest power in character building.
That's an interesting... Yeah, no.
Why does Gandalf not use magic more in the Lord of the Rings films? Because of budget cuts.
Yeah, budget cuts.
Okay, I have to look this up. Maybe you know it. You're at Milloway's? What do you order? Oh, the restaurant at the end of the universe in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That's right. Now I remember. Hot Mama bread from Rosie's.
I would order fish and chips and a pint of Stella.
Is key lime pie, a cake, or a cheesecake? It's a cheesecake.
Pie.
Is ice cream cake actually a cake? No. Well,
No.
Yes, because it actually contains cake. And is cereal a soup? It is an item in a water. Yes.
No, cereal is not a soup.
Uguay asks, why do wasps exist? Only because the plural of wasp is one of the most fun words to say. Wasps. Try it with me, Neil.
Life would be boring without honey.
No, that's with those are bees. Say it with me. Wasps.
Life would be boring without wax.
He doesn't want to say it. My wife, Uguay says that that cereal is not a soup. Uguay says, "Are you a dog or cat person?"
Cat.
Dog. I got two: Boba Mutt and Luke Paul Walker. If the hosts of the Escape Pod cast were turned into animals, what would everyone be? The llama would definitely be a llama. Heinzie would be a donkey.
I would be a Tasmanian devil.
Yeah, I could see that. Well, you think of Scotty, I'll think of myself for a second. What would Scotty be? A koala?
Oh yeah. No, kangaroo.
Kangaroo?
Kangaroo.
I don't know. What would you say for me, Neil? I'm having trouble with that one.
You would be you would be Yogi Bear. Specifically, not just a bear, but you would be Yogi Bear.
Okay. Along that line from Geek Girl, what's your Patronus?
Mine would be deep questions require thought, and deliberate answers. So, my Patronus would be a golden eagle.
Mine would be a honey badger because honey badger don't care. What was your favorite cartoon as a kid that you still feel like a child watching today? Wacky Races.
Masters of the Universe. He-Man and Masters of the Universe.
All right. Geek Girl added, what's a Hellenics and the newbie topic that you want covered? I think I mentioned it. TB participation. That'd be a good one. Do you have a topic?
I have, but I'm not mentioning it because we might be doing it, and I don't want to.
Okay.
Surprise.
And Hellenics redeemed 1,000. Holy, I didn't realize that Run DMV did. I thought he did another 1,000. That. But still, Run DMV, you're amazing. Which Twitch stream has the greatest participants of live chat? I'll tell you, the Escape Pod cast. All of you in chat are freaking awesome. Technically, I did start that as a question. That was a question redeemed from Hellenics. I award you no points, and may God have mercy upon your soul. All right. 2 24-hour streams are coming up in the next few weeks. This weekend, tomorrow, if you're watching this live, come to this channel starting at 1 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. Since I have been forced to stay home and not work at my restaurant job where I get tips and I get hourly and it's all great and fun until somebody decides that they want to go out and party and contract COVID. And because I stood by them for more than 15 minutes, I'm not allowed to go out and I'm not allowed to go to work. I'm going to put on a quarantine stream. I'm going to give you 24 hours of Castaways. We're going to, this is basically a test run. I invite you guys out to check out tomorrow. I will be going from basically for Central Time, noon to noon Saturday to noon Sunday. And then September, what day? Let me look. September 19th and 20th for World Child Cancer, Vasari Games versus the Escape Pod. Thank you, Run DMV, for another 1,000. Jeez. Run DMV. Thank you, JJ Manners, for the 5 bits. Vasari Games, another Twitch streamer, versus the Escape Pod Castaways. We're building teams. We're going to get together. We're going to fight it out for what we have called the Creator Cup. Mm-hmm. The Creator Cup, it's like the Ryder Cup, Euro versus US, right? Vasari's in the European Union. We're here in the US. It's Euro versus US.
Well, no, because I'm British, so I'd be on the EU team.
If you want to go defect, then you go beat a dirty traitor.
I can't. Excuse me. You left us. You're the dirty traitors.
No, I'm talking about teams. I've got a British guy. We've got fighting drunk.
Don't use that. Don't use the Ryder Cup as an analogy, then, because I'm European. Technically,
the captains are that. We have worldwide people, so both teams can have people that are on at all times. We're going to do a 24-hour stream for World Child Cancer Charity. It's going to be awesome. Stop by for that. Now, with that being said, anything else that you have, I don't know if I said thank you for the 5 bits, JJ Manners. Anything else that you have coming up, Neil?
Well, we do have the end of month roundup for GA Center on Tuesday, and of course I will be fingers crossed. In fact, no, I will definitely be appearing on the Jedi Academy on RSG stream tomorrow morning. So if you have any questions that you would like to pose to specifically, see you at RSG tomorrow morning.
All right.
With that being said, guys, please wear your mask. Don't do anything stupid and cause people to not be able to go to work. Sorry, that was a little personal. But no, be nice to each other, damn it. On behalf of everybody in the Castaways, thank you so much for tuning in to the Escape Podcast. If you are a Patreon, we'll see you in the after show. If you're not a Patreon, consider being one or just stop by tomorrow. Let's have some fun in the 24-hour quarantine stream, as I'm calling it. But nonetheless, we love you all. Thank you. Have a wonderful night. Neil, push the button.
For now, folks.
What's going on? Where the hell are we? Paris?
Thank you for pressing the self-destruct button.
Attention! This is Colonel Sanders in forward command. Abandon ship! Abandon ship! All personnel proceed to escape pods. Close down the circuit. Evacuate the city. Self-destruct mechanism has been activated. Abandon ship! Where is it? Where is it? It's gonna be here. Out of order! Even in the future, nothing works.
This ship will self-destruct in exactly 10 seconds. Counting down. 10, 9, 8, 6.
What happened to 7?
Just kidding. 3, 2, 1. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Hello, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. The Escape Podcast was filmed in front of a live studio audience full of tweaked out murder bears.
Sit, Boo Boo, sit. Good dog.